Hey guys, tonight we embark on a journey that stretches back further than your oldest ancestor's oldest memory. We are stepping into the hushed, incense-filled chambers where the very first astronomers peered at the cosmos, not with telescopes, but with a fierce, almost desperate curiosity. Imagine the air, thick with the scent of dried herbs and ancient dust, the only light flickering from oil lamps, casting dancing shadows on clay tablets. You are there, standing amidst a chaos of astrological charts and half-eaten dates, feeling the weight of the universe pressing down. It is a world where understanding the stars was not just an academic pursuit, but a matter of life, death, and the very fabric of existence. You probably won't survive this. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And hey, tell me where you are listening from and what time it is for you. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You find yourself in a mud brick structure, surprisingly cool despite the desert heat seeping in from cracks in the walls. The air is still, heavy with the quiet anticipation of observation. It is a few hours before dawn, and a chill begins to creep in, making you pull your thin wool cloak a little tighter. Around you, older figures move with practiced grace, their movements economical, their faces etched with lines of constant study. These are the ancient astrologers, not fortune tellers in the modern sense, but dedicated scholars, their lives devoted to deciphering the celestial dance. You see one, an old man with eyes like polished obsidian, carefully adjusting a gnomon, a simple stick used to measure the sun's shadow. He is not just looking at the sun. He is trying to understand its rhythm, its predictable path across the sky. This is the very foundation of their knowledge, the meticulous tracking of heavenly bodies. You might think this sounds easy, just look up, right? But imagine doing this without clocks, without advanced mathematics, without even a consistent calendar. Every observation is a painstaking record, every measurement a delicate act of precision in a world that offers few such luxuries. Their tools are rudimentary notched sticks, water clocks, and their own incredibly keen eyesight. They are constantly looking up, their necks craning, their gazes fixed on the vast, indifferent tapestry of the night sky. The quiet is punctuated only by the rustle of papyrus or the soft scratch of a stylus on a clay tablet. It is a sacred space, a laboratory of the soul, where the mundane world fades away and only the cosmic remains. You feel a strange sense of peace here, a calm that comes from being present in a moment of pure, unadulterated learning. They are not merely observing, they are interpreting, building a complex system of beliefs and predictions based on what they see. This is where astronomy and astrology become inextricably linked, where the scientific pursuit of understanding the heavens bleeds into the human desire to comprehend destiny. Historians still argue whether their initial motivations were purely practical, like predicting floods, or deeply spiritual, seeking divine messages in the stars. Regardless, their work laid the groundwork for millennia of scientific inquiry. It was a slow, arduous process, one night at a time, one tiny observation added to a growing mountain of data. You see a younger apprentice, perhaps no older than yourself, meticulously copying symbols onto a clay tablet, his brow furrowed in concentration. He is learning the language of the stars, the ancient pictograms that represent constellations and planetary movements. It is a language passed down orally, generation to generation, refined and augmented with each new discovery. A quirky tidbit you notice is how they use tiny bone fragments, smoothed and polished, to mark their place on the tablets, a low-tech bookmark that has survived centuries. Their patience is almost unsettling. They understand that true knowledge is not rushed. It is patiently cultivated, like a rare desert flower. They believe that the heavens hold secrets, and those secrets reveal themselves only to those who are willing to wait, to watch, to truly see. You realize that your modern impatience, accustomed to instant answers from a quick search, would be a distinct handicap in this ancient pursuit. Here, time is not a commodity to be saved. It is a canvas upon which the universe paints its grand design. The smell of the incense, a smoky, sweet aroma, now seems to fill your lungs, calming your mind, making you feel more attuned to the quiet rhythms of the cosmos. This is not just intellectual curiosity. It is a profound reverence for the unknown, a relentless drive to impose order on the seemingly chaotic dance above. The stars are not just distant lights. They are living entities, guiding forces, and understanding their influence is the ultimate quest. The sun finally crests the horizon, painting the eastern sky in hues of orange and purple. The work does not stop with the dawn. In fact, it transforms. Now, the focus shifts to the meticulous recording and interpretation of the night's observations. You watch as the elder astrologer, the one with the obsidian eyes, pores over a freshly inscribed clay tablet. His fingers trace the cuneiform script, his lips moving silently as he deciphers the celestial message. This is not just about what they saw. It is about what it means. They are connecting the dots, not just between stars, but between the cosmic dance and the earthly realm. Imagine trying to create a predictive model for an entire civilization based solely on the movements of a handful of visible planets and fixed stars. It is a monumental task, demanding incredible intellectual rigor and a willingness to embrace complex, often abstract theories. They are not just collecting data. They are developing a cosmology, a complete system of understanding the universe and humanity's place within it. One mainstream historical fact about this period is the development of the zodiac, a celestial coordinate system that divides the ecliptic into 12 segments, each associated with a constellation. This was a crucial innovation, providing a framework for mapping the heavens and interpreting astrological influences. You might find it amusing that some of their early interpretations of planetary movements included rather dramatic predictions, like the falling of kings or the rise of devastating floods. They were, after all, trying to make sense of a world that was often unpredictable and harsh. Their methods were a blend of empirical observation and intuitive leaps, a kind of proto-science where superstition and genuine inquiry walked hand in hand. The quiet hum of activity in the den continues. Apprentices grind pigments for new tablets, others carefully repair cracked ones, and still others are engaged in lively, but hushed debates about a particular planetary conjunction. This is a communal effort, a shared intellectual pursuit where knowledge is passed down through generations, refined and expanded with each new set of eyes that gaze at the sky. A quirky tidbit is their use of animal entrails, particularly the liver, for divination alongside celestial observations. While it seems bizarre to us, for them, it was another source of cosmic information, another way to connect with the divine will. Historians still argue whether the astronomical observations were primarily for practical purposes, like calendar keeping and agricultural planning, or if they were always deeply intertwined with religious and political prognostication. The line between these two was often blurred, if it existed at all. You observe a young woman, perhaps a scribe, meticulously copying an ancient text onto a fresh papyrus scroll. Her hand moves with practiced elegance, forming the intricate hieroglyphs or cuneiform signs. This preservation of knowledge is as vital as its discovery. Imagine spending years, decades even, mastering the art of reading and writing, just to record the endless cycles of the cosmos. It is a dedication that transcends mere employment. It is a calling. They are not just copying, they are interpreting, sometimes adding their own annotations or insights based on new observations. The weight of centuries of knowledge rests on their shoulders, a responsibility they take with utmost seriousness. You can almost feel the collective intellectual energy radiating from the room, a palpable sense of focused intent. This isn't a factory assembly line. It's a living, breathing library where every individual contributes to the grand tapestry of understanding. The air is thick with the scent of aged papyrus and the faint, metallic tang of the stylus on clay. It is a sensory experience that further immerses you in their world, a world where the pursuit of knowledge is a slow, deliberate act of devotion. They believe that the universe is a vast, intricate clock, and by carefully observing its gears, they can understand its mechanisms and even predict its future movements. The concept of linear time, as we understand it, is less prevalent here. Instead, they operate on cycles, repetitions, and the endless ebb and flow of cosmic forces. They are not simply looking for isolated events. They are searching for patterns, for the underlying rhythm that governs everything. It is a testament to their intellect and perseverance that they managed to derive such complex astronomical models with the limited tools at their disposal. Their legacy, though often overlooked in modern discussions of scientific progress, is undeniably profound. They laid the groundwork for geometry, trigonometry, and countless other mathematical disciplines that are fundamental to our understanding of the universe today. As the days turn into weeks, and weeks into months, you witness the relentless cycle of observation and interpretation. The astrologers' lives are dictated by the celestial calendar, by the precise moments when planets align or stars reach their zenith. You learn that their knowledge is not simply accumulated, it is constantly refined, tested against new observations. If a prediction fails, they do not discard the entire system. Instead, they meticulously re-examine their data, searching for the subtle variable they might have missed. This iterative process, this constant adjustment and improvement, is remarkably similar to modern scientific methodology, even if their underlying assumptions about cosmic influence differ vastly. One mainstream historical fact you observe is their incredible mastery of calendar keeping. They developed incredibly accurate calendars based on the cycles of the sun and moon, essential for agricultural planning and religious festivals. These calendars were far more precise than many later European calendars, a testament to their observational prowess. You might chuckle at the stories they tell of particularly stubborn planets that seem to defy their predictions, leading to endless nights of recalculation and fervent discussions. They treat the planets almost as mischievous entities, sometimes cooperating, sometimes throwing a cosmic curveball just to keep them on their toes. The sheer volume of data they accumulate is staggering. Clay tablets pile high, each meticulously labeled and stored in specially constructed archives. These are not just records. They are the bedrock of their understanding, the accumulated wisdom of generations. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some astrologers used specific types of sand, or finely ground minerals, to create intricate star maps on the floor of their dens, using tiny pebbles to represent stars and planets. These ephemeral maps were then wiped away at dawn, only to be recreated the next night. A truly hands-on way of learning the constellations. Historians still argue whether the development of advanced mathematics, particularly algebra and geometry, was driven more by the needs of astronomical calculations or by practical architectural and engineering problems. The truth is likely a blend of both, with each discipline influencing the other in a symbiotic relationship. You notice the deep respect they have for nature, for the subtle cues the natural world provides. They believe that earthly events, like the flight of birds or the blooming of certain flowers, are sometimes echoes of celestial movements, micro-reflections of the macrocosm. This holistic view of the universe, where everything is interconnected, is a fundamental aspect of their philosophy. The air in the den remains thick with the scent of old parchment and the faint, sweet smell of the oil lamps. Even during the day, there is a subdued reverence, a quiet contemplation that permeates every corner of the space. You see them practicing mnemonic techniques, elaborate systems for remembering vast amounts of information, often involving chanting or rhythmic movements. Their minds are their most powerful tools, finely honed instruments of observation and recall. This reliance on memory, in an era before widespread literacy, is awe-inspiring. They are living libraries, their brains filled with constellations, planetary ephemerides, and centuries of accumulated wisdom. It is a reminder that knowledge does not always reside in books. Sometimes it lives within the minds of dedicated individuals. The patience required for this work is almost unimaginable to a modern mind. They do not expect instant gratification. They understand that unlocking the universe's secrets is a lifelong endeavor, a marathon, not a sprint. Every sunrise brings with it a fresh opportunity to refine their understanding. Every sunset a chance to witness the cosmic drama unfold anew. They are driven by a profound sense of purpose, a belief that by understanding the heavens, they can bring order and predictability to the human world. Their pursuit is not for personal gain or fame. It is for the benefit of their community, their civilization, their kings, and their people. They are the guardians of cosmic knowledge, the interpreters of divine will, and the silent architects of human destiny. You feel a profound sense of privilege to witness this dedication, this unyielding commitment to the patient pursuit of knowledge. It is a slow, deliberate dance with the unknown, a silent conversation with the stars themselves. The reputation of these astrologers spreads far beyond their immediate city walls. Kings and rulers from distant lands send envoys, seeking their counsel, their interpretations of omens, and their predictions for future harvests or military campaigns. You see these envoys arrive, their faces a mixture of awe and apprehension, carrying gifts of precious metals, exotic spices, and rare textiles. The astrologers, however, remain largely indifferent to such earthly luxuries. Their true currency is knowledge, their true reward the unveiling of cosmic truths. One mainstream historical fact is that many ancient rulers maintained royal astrologers or astronomers as key advisors, demonstrating the immense political and societal importance placed on their work. These advisors were not just consulted on grand matters of state, they were often involved in the timing of rituals, the selection of auspicious dates for marriages, and even the planning of construction projects. You might notice the subtle power dynamics at play. While the rulers hold ultimate authority, they are surprisingly deferential to the astrologers, recognizing the profound influence the celestial sphere is believed to exert over earthly affairs. It is a fascinating blend of political pragmatism and deep-seated spiritual belief. The astrologers, for their part, maintain a serene detachment, never allowing themselves to be swayed by the transient whims of power. Their loyalty is to the stars, to the patterns they observe, and to the principles they have painstakingly uncovered. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some astrologers were also skilled engineers, designing complex water clocks and sundials that were remarkably accurate for their time. This fusion of practical engineering with celestial observation highlights their multi-faceted intellectual capabilities. Historians still argue whether the astronomical texts were initially secret, guarded knowledge, or if they were openly shared within scholarly communities, at least among the elite. The answer likely varies depending on the specific civilization and time period, but the concept of restricted knowledge certainly existed. You overhear discussions about new observatories being planned, structures designed specifically to optimize their view of the night sky, sometimes incorporating sophisticated alignments with celestial events. These are not just buildings, they are temples of observation, physical manifestations of their dedication to the cosmos. Imagine the immense effort involved in constructing such a monument with only primitive tools and manual labor. It speaks volumes about the societal value placed on their work. The air now carries the faint scent of charcoal and burnt offerings, as supplicants bring their concerns and hopes to the astrologers, seeking divine guidance. You witness a range of human emotions, from desperate fear to joyous anticipation, all laid bare before the cosmic interpreters. The astrologers listen patiently, their faces impassive, their minds already working to connect the human plight with the vast, indifferent movements of the heavens. They are not merely reading charts. They are counseling, offering comfort, and providing a framework for understanding the often chaotic world around them. This pastoral role, though not overtly stated, is undeniably part of their function. They are the bridge between the human and the divine, between the earthly and the celestial. The pursuit of knowledge, for them, is deeply intertwined with a sense of service, a desire to alleviate suffering and bring order to human affairs. They believe that true wisdom lies in understanding the interconnectedness of all things, from the smallest human decision to the grandest cosmic alignment. The silence in the den is profound, broken only by the scratching of stylus on clay or the soft rustle of ancient scrolls. It is a contemplative quiet, a stillness that encourages deep thought and careful consideration. They are not just seeking answers. They are seeking understanding, a profound comprehension of the universal laws that govern existence. Their approach is holistic, embracing both the empirical and the esoteric, the scientific and the spiritual. It is a reminder that in ancient times, these distinctions were often blurred or did not exist at all. The pursuit of knowledge was a singular, all-encompassing quest, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a deep-seated desire to comprehend the mysteries of the cosmos. The passage of time brings not only new observations but also the inevitable challenges to existing knowledge. You observe the astrologers grappling with anomalies, with celestial events that do not neatly fit into their established models. These are the moments of true scientific inquiry, where accepted dogma is tested against empirical evidence. Sometimes a planet will suddenly appear in an unexpected position, or a comet will blaze across the sky, disrupting their careful calculations and sending ripples of uncertainty through the den. One mainstream historical fact is the gradual refinement of planetary models over centuries, moving from simple geocentric models to more complex epicyclic and deferent systems to account for observed retrograde motion. This was a direct result of their commitment to accurate prediction, even when it challenged their foundational beliefs. You might find it charmingly human how they sometimes attribute these anomalies to the fickle whims of the gods, a convenient excuse when their mathematics fail them. It's a reminder that even the most rigorous minds in ancient times operated within a prevailing worldview that blended science and spirituality. These challenges, however, are not seen as failures, but as opportunities for growth, for deepening their understanding. They embrace the intellectual struggle, recognizing that true knowledge often emerges from the crucible of doubt. A quirky tidbit is the development of early predictive models for eclipses, often through the laborious process of identifying repeating cycles in past observations. These predictions, while not always perfectly accurate, were incredibly significant for their societal impact, often interpreted as divine warnings or blessings. Historians still argue whether the concept of falsifiability, where a theory can be disproven by evidence, was an inherent part of their scientific method, or if their systems were more designed to accommodate all observations, even contradictory ones. The answer is complex, but their willingness to modify their models based on new data suggests a strong empirical bent. You witness intense debates, spirited but respectful, as different astrologers propose alternative explanations for these celestial enigmas. They are not afraid to challenge each other's interpretations, to dissect arguments, and to rigorously examine every piece of evidence. This intellectual ferment, this lively exchange of ideas, is a critical component of their knowledge-building process. The air crackles with intellectual energy, a palpable sense of minds wrestling with profound questions. The quiet respect they show for each other, even in disagreement, is striking. They understand that their collective pursuit of knowledge is more important than individual ego. This collaborative spirit, across generations and individual interpretations, is what allows their understanding to evolve. The soft glow of the oil lamps casts long, flickering shadows on the walls, creating an almost hypnotic atmosphere. You feel the weight of centuries of observation and deduction pressing down, a testament to the enduring human quest for understanding. They believe that every anomaly is a message, a subtle hint from the cosmos, urging them to look deeper, to question their assumptions, and to refine their models. It is a never-ending puzzle, a cosmic riddle that constantly challenges their intellect. The scent of incense, though now perhaps a little faint, still lingers in the air, a constant reminder of the sacred nature of their work. Their patience is truly a virtue, a steadfast refusal to be discouraged by setbacks or unexpected turns in the celestial dance. They understand that the universe reveals its secrets slowly, selectively, and only to those who are willing to persevere through countless nights of observation and countless hours of meticulous calculation. Their dedication is a quiet defiance against the chaos of the unknown, an unwavering belief in the underlying order of the cosmos, even when that order seems momentarily obscured. This is the essence of their pursuit, a patient, often solitary, but ultimately rewarding journey into the heart of universal mystery. The sheer volume of astronomical data they amassed is staggering, a testament to their unwavering dedication. Imagine rooms filled floor to ceiling with clay tablets, each one a snapshot of the night sky from a specific date and location. You see scribes meticulously indexing these tablets, creating cross-references and summaries, transforming raw observations into an organized, accessible database. This is where the patient pursuit of knowledge truly shines, not just in the initial discovery, but in the painstaking work of organization and preservation. One mainstream historical fact is the existence of extensive astronomical archives in ancient Mesopotamia, where thousands of cuneiform tablets documenting celestial observations and omens have been discovered. These archives provide invaluable insights into their astronomical practices and beliefs. You might find it amusing to consider the ancient equivalent of a database crash, perhaps a tablet shattering or a sudden flood washing away years of meticulous records. The fragility of their knowledge storage methods makes their achievements even more remarkable. They were building a legacy, brick by painstaking brick, a foundation for future generations to build upon. A quirky tidbit is their use of specific rituals and prayers before major astronomical observations, believed to ensure clear skies and accurate readings. This blend of practicality and spiritual belief was common in their pursuit of knowledge. Historians still argue whether the primary motivation for these extensive records was to predict the future for political and religious reasons, or if there was an independent scientific curiosity driving the accumulation of such detailed data. It's likely a complex interplay of both, but the sheer detail suggests more than just simple prognostication. You observe a group of younger apprentices being taught the intricate art of reading and interpreting these ancient records. They are learning to navigate the labyrinthine world of cuneiform script and astronomical symbols, deciphering the wisdom of their predecessors. This apprenticeship system is crucial. It ensures the continuity of knowledge, preventing it from fading into obscurity. The elder astrologers act, not just as teachers, but as mentors, guiding their students through the complexities of celestial mechanics and astrological interpretation. The air is dry and dusty, carrying the faint scent of aged clay and the metallic tang of old implements. It is a place where time seems to slow down, where the past is tangible and the future is a puzzle waiting to be solved. You feel the weight of history in your hands as you gingerly touch a tablet, its surface cool and smooth beneath your fingertips, bearing the marks of a hand that lived thousands of years ago. They believe that the past holds the key to the future, that by understanding the patterns of yesterday, they can predict the events of tomorrow. This cyclical view of time, where history repeats itself, is fundamental to their understanding of the cosmos. The stars are not just distant lights. They are chroniclers of time, their movements marking the passage of ages and the unfolding of destiny. Their meticulous record-keeping is a testament to their faith in this cyclical nature of existence. It is a slow, methodical process, a constant effort to connect the dots across vast stretches of time, to find the hidden rhythms in the seemingly chaotic dance of the heavens. They are the ultimate pattern seekers, relentlessly searching for order in the cosmic ballet. The quiet determination that pervades the den is almost palpable, a silent promise of ongoing dedication to the pursuit of knowledge. You realize that their bedtime history is not just stories, it is the culmination of generations of observation, calculation, and interpretation, a profound legacy left by those who patiently pursued the secrets of the night sky. Their commitment to this pursuit is not just intellectual, it is deeply spiritual, a reverence for the grand design of the universe. Beyond the individual observations, the astrologers also engaged in the crucial work of synthesizing their findings, creating comprehensive theories and explanatory models. It wasn't enough to just record what they saw, they needed to understand why it happened and what its implications were. You see them gathered around large, intricately drawn charts, their fingers tracing paths of planets, their voices hushed in debate as they try to reconcile conflicting observations or refine their existing theories. This is where the true intellectual heavy lifting occurs, the transformation of raw data into coherent knowledge. One mainstream historical fact is the development of sophisticated ephemerides, tables that predict the future positions of celestial bodies, which were a direct result of these synthetic efforts. These were incredibly complex calculations for their time, requiring a deep understanding of cycles and periodicities. You might find it slightly humorous to imagine them having an ancient version of a brainstorming session, fueled by strong herbal teas and perhaps some slightly stale bread. They were, after all, still human, despite their profound intellectual pursuits. These collaborative sessions were vital for advancing their understanding, allowing different perspectives to challenge and refine ideas. A quirky tidbit is their development of unique mnemonics, often in the form of rhythmic chants or short poems, to help them remember complex planetary cycles and their associated interpretations. This oral tradition played a significant role in transmitting knowledge. Historians still argue whether their theoretical models were purely descriptive, aimed at predicting phenomena, or if they genuinely sought to understand the underlying physical mechanisms of the cosmos. It's a nuanced debate, as their concept of physics was vastly different from ours, often interwoven with divine forces. You observe that their discussions are rarely confrontational, more a collective endeavor to understand. They approach errors not as personal failings, but as opportunities to learn. If a theory doesn't hold up, they don't mourn its demise. They celebrate the new understanding that replaces it. This intellectual humility, this willingness to discard cherished beliefs in the face of contradictory evidence, is a hallmark of true scholarly inquiry, even in ancient times. The scent of a freshly opened scroll, a faint, sweet aroma of processed papyrus, adds another layer to the sensory experience of the den. The air is alive with the quiet murmur of scholarly discussion, the rustle of garments, and the occasional soft thud of a clay tablet being placed carefully back on a shelf. You feel the weight of their intellectual journey, a continuous push towards greater clarity and comprehension. They believe that the universe is a vast, interconnected tapestry, and every thread, no matter how small, contributes to the overall pattern. Their goal is to discern that pattern, to understand its intricacies, and to unlock its secrets. This pursuit is not just about accumulating facts. It is about building a coherent worldview, a framework for understanding existence itself. The patience required to piece together such a complex mosaic of knowledge over centuries is truly remarkable. They are not looking for quick fixes or simple answers. They are seeking fundamental truths, the immutable laws that govern the cosmos. Their persistent effort to build a unified system of knowledge, to move beyond isolated observations to grand theories, is a testament to the enduring human drive to make sense of the world. It is a slow, deliberate construction, like building a monumental pyramid, one carefully cut stone at a time, each piece contributing to the strength and grandeur of the whole. The training of new astrologers was a rigorous and lengthy process, demanding not just intellectual prowess, but also immense discipline and dedication. You witness young apprentices, barely more than children, beginning their journey by memorizing constellations and learning the basic movements of the celestial sphere. Their days are filled with rote learning, copying ancient texts, and countless hours of observation. One mainstream historical fact is that apprenticeships in ancient professions, including scholarly ones, often began at a very young age, emphasizing long-term commitment and the gradual absorption of complex knowledge. You might feel a pang of sympathy for these youngsters. Their lives essentially consumed by the stars from an early age. No playing with ancient versions of video games for them, just endless nights of stargazing and days of calculations. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some master astrologers would use elaborate sand drawings, or even carved models of the celestial sphere to teach their apprentices, allowing them to visualize complex movements in 3 dimensions. These hands-on learning tools were invaluable in their pedagogical approach. Historians still argue whether access to this specialized knowledge was primarily hereditary, passed down within certain families, or if it was based more on merit and intellectual aptitude, open to any gifted individual. It's likely a mix, with family connections often playing a role, but true talent eventually rising to the top. You see the patience of the master astrologers, their willingness to repeat explanations countless times, to guide shaky hands as they meticulously scribe cuneiform on clay, to answer seemingly endless questions with quiet grace. They understand that the foundation of knowledge must be laid carefully, stone by painstaking stone, before any grand structures can be built. The air is infused with the scent of fresh clay and the faint sweetness of dried herbs, a constant reminder of the physical and intellectual labor involved. The quiet of the den is broken only by the soft murmuring of lessons, the occasional sigh of frustration from an apprentice, or the steady scratch of a stylus. You notice the sheer commitment required, not just from the students, but from the teachers, who are dedicating their lives to ensuring the continuity of this ancient wisdom. They are not merely imparting facts. They are instilling a way of thinking, a philosophy of patient observation and rigorous analysis. They believe that true mastery comes not from quick understanding, but from deep immersion, from allowing the knowledge to become an intrinsic part of one's being. The challenges are immense. Without modern calculators, every computation is a manual effort, prone to error, demanding constant rechecking. The apprentices spend hours practicing their mathematical skills, perfecting their ability to calculate planetary positions and eclipse timings. Their minds become living supercomputers, capable of holding vast amounts of data and performing complex calculations without external aid. This mental discipline is as important as their observational skills. They are not just learning facts. They are learning to think, to reason, to solve problems with precision and patience. The pursuit of knowledge, in this context, is a holistic endeavor, engaging mind, body, and spirit. It is a lifelong journey, beginning in childhood and continuing until the very end, each day bringing a new opportunity to learn and to understand. Their dedication is a quiet hum beneath the surface of the den, a constant vibration of intellectual effort and unwavering commitment to the cosmic quest. The development of specialized instruments, albeit rudimentary by modern standards, marked another crucial step in the astrologers' patient pursuit of knowledge. While their most powerful tool remained their keen eyesight, they ingeniously crafted devices to enhance their observations and measurements. You see gnomons? Those simple shadow-casting sticks, meticulously aligned and adjusted, their markings becoming increasingly precise over time. There are also water clocks, intricately designed to measure the passage of time with surprising accuracy, essential for tracking celestial movements throughout the night. One mainstream historical fact is the use of the astrolabe in later periods, a complex inclinometer that allowed for precise measurement of celestial altitudes, though simpler predecessors were certainly in use much earlier. You might find it charmingly low-tech to see them using carefully drilled holes in walls, or specific vantage points to align with significant stars, turning their entire structure into a giant observatory. They were architects of observation, using their environment to their advantage. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some astrologers fashioned small, highly polished obsidian mirrors to reflect the stars onto a flat surface, allowing for more detailed study without straining their necks. This ingenious adaptation highlights their resourcefulness. Historians still argue whether the development of these tools was driven by purely scientific curiosity or by the practical demands of their astrological predictions, such as timing rituals precisely. It's likely both, as better measurements led to better predictions, which in turn justified more investment in tools. You observe the careful craftsmanship involved in making these instruments. Each piece is carved, polished, and calibrated with immense precision, reflecting the deep respect they have for accurate data. They understand that the quality of their tools directly impacts the quality of their observations. The air in the den carries the faint scent of polished wood and perhaps a hint of copper, as some of their more advanced instruments incorporated small metal components. The soft light of the oil lamps glints off these surfaces, making the simple tools seem almost magical. You feel the tangible connection to their ingenuity, to the ways in which they stretched the boundaries of their technological capabilities to serve their intellectual curiosity. They believe that by refining their tools, they can peel back another layer of the cosmic veil, revealing more of the universe's intricate design. This continuous pursuit of better observation methods is a testament to their unwavering commitment to accuracy. The quiet dedication to improving their instruments speaks volumes about their understanding of the scientific process, even if they didn't articulate it in modern terms. It is a slow, iterative process, each refinement building upon the last, a testament to their patience and their unwavering desire for precise knowledge. Their legacy lies not just in their astronomical records, but also in the ingenious ways they devised to capture the fleeting moments of the cosmic dance. They understood that the universe speaks in whispers, and they painstakingly created the ears to hear those whispers more clearly. The connection between the celestial and the terrestrial was a cornerstone of their understanding. They believed that events in the heavens directly influenced life on Earth, from the grand movements of empires to the most intimate details of human existence. You see them meticulously charting not just planetary positions, but also correlating them with historical events, floods, droughts, births, and deaths. One mainstream historical fact is that astrological omens were frequently recorded alongside astronomical observations in ancient texts, demonstrating this strong belief in cosmic influence. You might find it a little quaint, or perhaps even endearing, how they attribute everything from a king's bad mood to a successful harvest to the alignment of distant stars. It speaks to a worldview where nothing is truly random, where everything is interconnected by unseen cosmic threads. A quirky tidbit is their use of specific incantations or prayers during observations, not just as a ritual, but also believed to attune their minds to the subtle energies of the cosmos and improve their interpretations. This blend of scientific pursuit and spiritual practice was deeply embedded in their daily lives. Historians still argue whether their interpretations of celestial influence were primarily deterministic, meaning the stars dictated fate, or if there was an element of free will or divine intervention that could alter cosmic predictions. The debate highlights the complexity of their philosophical views. You observe them consulting with farmers, warriors, and even common citizens, their advice sought on matters as diverse as planting seasons, battle strategies, and the auspicious timing for a marriage. Their role extended far beyond the scholarly. They were integral to the social and political fabric of their society. The air in the den sometimes carries the faint, earthy scent of the outside world, brought in by the supplicants seeking guidance, a stark contrast to the usual academic stillness. You feel the weight of responsibility on their shoulders, knowing that their interpretations could have profound consequences for countless lives. They believe that understanding these cosmic influences allows them to advise, to warn, and to guide, bringing a measure of order and predictability to a world that often felt chaotic and uncertain. Their pursuit of knowledge, therefore, was not merely intellectual. It was deeply pragmatic, aimed at improving human lives and ensuring the prosperity of their communities. The quiet contemplation of the stars was directly linked to the very real challenges of survival and societal well-being. It is a slow, deliberate process of cross-referencing, of finding correlations between celestial patterns and earthly events, a task that demanded immense patience and an encyclopedic knowledge of history. They were the ultimate big data analysts of their time, albeit with clay tablets and a philosophical framework that wove together the mundane and the cosmic. Their dedication to finding these patterns, these hidden connections, was unwavering, a testament to their belief in a universe that was ultimately ordered and comprehensible. The practice of astrology, while often seen as a monolithic entity, contained various schools of thought and regional variations. You observe subtle differences in interpretation and methodology, even within the same geographic area, reflecting the dynamic nature of knowledge creation. Some astrologers might prioritize lunar cycles, while others focus more on planetary conjunctions, leading to slightly different predictive models. One mainstream historical fact is the emergence of distinct astrological traditions, such as Babylonian, Egyptian, and later Hellenistic astrology, each with its unique characteristics and emphasis. You might find it amusing that even in ancient times, there were probably lively, academic rivalries with different astrological factions, subtly promoting their own preferred methods and theories. Imagine the ancient equivalent of scholarly Twitter debates, but with cuneiform instead of tweets. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some schools of astrology used specific animal totems or symbols to represent certain constellations or planetary influences, adding a layer of symbolic complexity to their interpretations. Historians still argue whether the exchange of astronomical and astrological knowledge between different civilizations was primarily through direct scholarly contact or through more indirect means, such as trade routes and military conquests. It's likely a combination of both, with ideas traveling along with goods and armies. You witness the constant dialogue and intellectual exchange that takes place, not just within a single den, but through messengers and traveling scholars who bring news of new discoveries and interpretations from distant lands. This intellectual network, though slow by modern standards, was vital for the dissemination and evolution of astrological knowledge. The air in the den seems to hum with the echo of these distant conversations, a constant reminder of the interconnectedness of their scholarly world. You feel a sense of the vastness of their intellectual landscape, stretching across deserts and mountains, connecting minds through shared curiosity about the cosmos. They believe that truth is multifaceted, and that by embracing diverse perspectives, they can gain a more complete understanding of the universe's intricate workings. This open-mindedness, despite their adherence to established traditions, is a remarkable aspect of their intellectual approach. The patience required to sift through countless different interpretations, to weigh their merits, and to integrate them into a coherent system is immense. It is a testament to their intellectual rigor and their commitment to comprehensive understanding. Their pursuit of knowledge was not a solitary journey, but a collective enterprise, a shared quest to unravel the cosmic mysteries, often incorporating insights from diverse sources and traditions. They were the ultimate synthesizers, weaving together disparate threads of knowledge into a rich and complex tapestry of understanding. The astrologer's relationship with the political power structure was often a delicate balance, one they navigated with shrewdness and quiet authority. While serving rulers, they were not merely puppets. Their unique knowledge afforded them a certain independence and influence. You observe them offering counsel to kings, their words carefully chosen, their interpretations often framed in ways that allowed for plausible deniability, while still conveying cosmic warnings or blessings. One mainstream historical fact is that the fall of empires or significant political upheavals were often attributed to unfavorable celestial omens, giving astrologers immense leverage in certain situations. You might find it fascinatingly strategic how they sometimes offered vague predictions that could be interpreted in multiple ways, allowing the ruler to claim success regardless of the outcome. It's a subtle art of prognostication and political maneuvering, a blend of cosmic insight and worldly wisdom. A quirky tidbit is the use of specific astrological talismans or amulets, crafted under certain planetary alignments, believed to enhance a ruler's fortune or protect them from harm. These were not just symbolic, they were seen as tangible conduits of celestial energy. Historians still argue whether some of the astrological omens recorded were genuinely observed phenomena, or if they were fabricated or embellished to serve political agendas, such as justifying wars or consolidating power. The distinction is often difficult to ascertain. You see the astrologers advising on the timing of coronations, the the initiation of military campaigns, and the construction of temples, all guided by the auspicious alignment of the stars. Their influence extended to virtually every aspect of royal life and state affairs. The air in the den might occasionally carry the scent of royal perfumes, or the metallic glint of a newly presented gift, a testament to the power they wielded. You feel the tension that sometimes accompanies these interactions, the unspoken pressure to deliver favorable predictions. Yet their integrity compels them to speak the truth as revealed by the stars. They believe that true power lies in aligning with the cosmic order, and that their role is to illuminate that path for their rulers. This patient guidance, often against the tide of political expediency, is a testament to their intellectual and moral fortitude. Their pursuit of knowledge was thus deeply intertwined with their societal role, acting as both scholars and counselors, navigating the complex interplay between celestial mechanics and human ambition. They were the silent architects of destiny, shaping the course of empires with their profound understanding of the universe's rhythms. Their authority stemmed not from military might or economic wealth, but from their unique connection to the cosmic forces, a connection that few others could claim. It was a power built on observation, calculation, and a deep understanding of the human condition in relation to the vastness of the cosmos. The sheer dedication of these astrologers extended to meticulous record-keeping, not just of observations, but of their interpretations and the outcomes of their predictions. You witness scribes poring over ancient tablets, comparing past omens with subsequent events, trying to refine their predictive models. This feedback loop, this constant re-evaluation, was fundamental to their patient pursuit of knowledge. One mainstream historical fact is that the Babylonian astronomical diaries, which systematically recorded celestial phenomena alongside market prices and political events, are prime examples of this rigorous approach to data correlation. You might find it intriguing to consider the ancient equivalent of a post-mortem analysis, where they would review failed predictions, not to blame, but to learn. It's a remarkable display of intellectual honesty in a world often driven by less rational forces. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some astrological dens kept detailed dream journals, believing that dreams could also offer insights into cosmic influences and future events, adding another layer to their predictive efforts. Historians still argue whether the statistical analysis they employed, though rudimentary by modern standards, was sophisticated enough to truly identify patterns, or if it sometimes led to confirmation bias, seeing patterns where none truly existed. The answer is likely a bit of both, but their effort was undoubtedly systematic. You observe the quiet satisfaction that comes from a successful prediction, a subtle nod of approval from an elder, a renewed sense of purpose. Conversely, you also see the quiet determination after a miss, a renewed focus on the tablets, a deeper dive into the data to understand where their understanding might have faltered. The air in the den always carries the faint scent of old parchment and the faint, sweet smell of the oil lamps, a constant backdrop to their unwavering intellectual endeavors. You feel the rhythmic pulse of their intellectual journey, a constant ebb and flow of observation, prediction, verification, and refinement. They believe that the universe is a book waiting to be read, and every observation, every prediction, every outcome is another page turned, another chapter understood. This relentless quest for understanding, this unwavering commitment to learning from both successes and failures, is a profound testament to their intellectual integrity. Their pursuit of knowledge was a continuous process of calibration, constantly aligning their understanding with the grand, ever-unfolding narrative of the cosmos. It was a painstaking, often slow, but ultimately deeply rewarding journey into the heart of universal laws. They understood that the universe was complex, and that true mastery required not just sharp intellect, but also an enduring spirit of humility and a willingness to constantly refine their perceptions. The preservation and transmission of this vast body of knowledge was a monumental undertaking, crucial for the continuity of their patient pursuit. You see not only the creation of new tablets but also the painstaking copying of older, decaying ones, ensuring that centuries of accumulated wisdom would not be lost. Scribes, often working in dimly lit corners, meticulously reproduce texts, syllable by syllable, symbol by symbol. One mainstream historical fact is the existence of numerous scribal schools in ancient civilizations, dedicated to the copying and preservation of religious, historical, and scientific texts, including astronomical ones. You might be struck by the sheer physical effort involved, the endless hours bent over clay or papyrus, the potential for eye strain and hand cramps. It's a job that required incredible patience and a deep respect for the written word. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some ancient scribes would add small, personal colophons at the end of texts, sometimes mentioning their own struggles or joys during the copying process, giving a glimpse into their human experience. Historians still argue whether certain, lost, ancient texts were deliberately destroyed, perhaps for political or religious reasons, or if their disappearance was simply a result of natural decay, fires, or changing societal priorities. The answer likely varies for different periods and texts. You observe the reverence with which these ancient texts are handled. Each scroll and tablet treated as a precious artifact, a tangible link to the wisdom of their ancestors. They are not just objects. They are vessels of knowledge, carrying the accumulated insights of generations of stargazers. The air in the den is thick with the scent of old parchment and dried ink, a testament to the age and fragility of these invaluable records. You feel the silent weight of history, the responsibility of preserving this intellectual heritage for future generations. They believe that knowledge is a sacred trust, passed down from one generation to the next, and that their duty is to ensure its survival and accessibility. This commitment to preservation, often overshadowed by the excitement of new discoveries, is just as vital to the long-term pursuit of knowledge. It is a slow, methodical process, a race against time and decay, a silent battle to ensure that the light of understanding continues to shine. Their dedication to the transmission of knowledge is a quiet act of faith in the enduring value of human inquiry. They understood that knowledge is not static. It is a living entity, constantly growing and evolving, and its preservation is the foundation upon which all future progress is built. The astrologer's diet and daily routines were often tailored to support their demanding intellectual work, a subtle yet significant aspect of their patient pursuit. You might observe them consuming specific herbs or concoctions, believed to enhance mental clarity or promote restful sleep after long nights of observation. Their meals are simple, often vegetarian, designed to sustain rather than satiate. One mainstream historical fact is that many ancient scholars and religious figures adhered to strict diets and daily regimens, believing they contributed to intellectual and spiritual purity. You might find it amusing to consider their ancient equivalent of a superfood smoothie, perhaps a blend of dates, nuts, and some pungent herbal brew. It underscores their practical, holistic approach to optimizing their cognitive functions. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some astrologers practice specific breathing exercises or meditative techniques before observations, believing it helped them achieve a state of heightened awareness and focus for interpreting celestial omens. Historians still argue whether these dietary and lifestyle choices were based on empirical observation of their effects, or were more rooted in philosophical and spiritual beliefs about bodily purity. It's likely a blend of both, with practical experience informing spiritual practices. You see them waking before dawn, performing rituals of purification, and preparing their minds for the day's intellectual labors. Their lives are disciplined, structured around the rhythms of the cosmos, and the demands of their scholarly duties. The air in the den, even in the morning, carries a faint, cleansing scent of fresh herbs and perhaps a wisp of frankincense. You feel the deep sense of purpose that permeates their every action, from the food they eat to the way they carry themselves. They believe that a clear mind and a pure body are essential vessels for receiving cosmic insights. Their pursuit of knowledge is not just an intellectual exercise. It is a way of life, a complete dedication of mind, body, and spirit to the unraveling of universal mysteries. This holistic approach, where personal discipline supports intellectual endeavor, is a remarkable characteristic of their dedication. It is a slow, gradual cultivation of inner harmony, designed to align their individual rhythms with the grander rhythms of the cosmos. Their routines are a silent testament to their unwavering commitment to a sustained, profound engagement with the unknown. The role of dreams and visions in their understanding of the cosmos was a fascinating, often overlooked, dimension of their patient pursuit of knowledge. While observations provided empirical data, dreams were sometimes seen as conduits for divine messages or deeper, intuitive insights into celestial patterns. You observe astrologers carefully recalling and interpreting their dreams, sometimes discussing them with elders for further elucidation. One mainstream historical fact is that dream interpretation played a significant role in many ancient cultures, often seen as a legitimate source of divine communication or predictive insight. You might find it quite surreal to imagine an ancient dream journal, perhaps filled with cryptic symbols and fragmented narratives, all attempting to decipher the hidden language of the subconscious. It adds a layer of mystical intrigue to their otherwise rigorous intellectual work. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some astrologers would sleep in specific locations, perhaps near sacred altars or under certain planetary alignments, believing it enhanced their ability to receive prophetic dreams. Historians still argue whether the inclusion of dream interpretation was a genuine effort to integrate all sources of information, or if it was sometimes used to fill gaps in empirical observations or to justify pre-existing beliefs. It's a complex interplay of rational and intuitive processes. You see them meditating before sleep, intentionally seeking guidance from the cosmos through their dreams. This blurring of lines between empirical observation and spiritual revelation is characteristic of their holistic worldview. The air in the den might feel particularly still and reflective during these times, as if the very atmosphere is attuned to the subtle energies of the unconscious mind. You feel the profound reverence they hold for the unseen world, the belief that knowledge can come from sources beyond the immediate, tangible realm. They believe that the universe communicates in many ways, and that dreams are one of its most subtle and profound languages. Their patient pursuit of knowledge extends not just to the waking world of stars and numbers, but also to the nocturnal realm of dreams, a testament to their comprehensive approach to understanding existence. It is a slow, often ambiguous, but deeply personal journey into the labyrinth of the subconscious, seeking echoes of the cosmos within. Their dedication to exploring every possible avenue of insight, no matter how unconventional, is a remarkable aspect of their unwavering quest for understanding. The astrologer's approach to understanding celestial mechanics was not purely abstract. It was deeply rooted in a practical understanding of geometry and arithmetic. You observe them meticulously performing calculations, drawing intricate diagrams, and constructing geometric models to explain planetary movements. Their grasp of these mathematical principles, without the aid of modern calculators or computers, is astonishing. One mainstream historical fact is that ancient Babylonian mathematics, particularly their sexagesimal base 60 system, was incredibly advanced and laid much of the groundwork for later Greek and Hellenistic astronomy. You might marvel at their ability to carry out complex divisions and multiplications in their heads, or with simple abacus-like tools, demonstrating an astounding mental agility. It's a testament to the power of dedicated human intellect. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some astrologers used knotted ropes or precisely measured lengths of cord to construct geometric figures on the ground, allowing them to visually represent and solve complex spatial problems related to celestial alignments. Historians still argue whether their mathematical innovations were primarily driven by the demands of astronomy and astrology, or if mathematics developed as an independent discipline that then found applications in celestial studies. The truth is likely a reciprocal relationship, with each field pushing the other forward. You see their concentration as they work through complex problems, their brows furrowed, their lips moving silently as they recount numbers. The quiet scratching of stylus on clay is a constant soundtrack to their intellectual endeavors. The air in the den might carry the faint scent of charcoal from their drawing implements, or the subtle aroma of the clay itself. You feel the tangible effort of their minds at work, building a mathematical framework to contain the vastness of the cosmos. They believe that the universe is governed by precise mathematical laws, and that by mastering these laws, they can unlock its deepest secrets. This patient dedication to quantitative analysis, to turning observations into numbers and equations, is a crucial aspect of their pursuit of knowledge. It is a slow, methodical process of calculation and verification, a testament to their unwavering commitment to precision and accuracy in their quest for understanding. Their ability to translate the abstract dance of the stars into concrete numbers and geometric shapes is a hallmark of their intellectual genius. A silent language spoken between earth and sky. The influence of religious beliefs on their astrological interpretations was pervasive, often blurring the lines between scientific observation and divine revelation. You witness rituals and prayers accompanying significant observations, and their interpretations often framed celestial events as messages from the gods. One mainstream historical fact is that in many ancient cultures, the deities were directly associated with celestial bodies, and their movements were seen as manifestations of divine will. You might find it fascinating how they integrated their polytheistic beliefs into their understanding of the cosmos, seeing different gods represented by different planets or constellations. It's a rich tapestry of faith and inquiry. A quirky tidbit you learn is that certain celestial phenomena, like a particularly bright meteor shower, were sometimes interpreted as divine blessings or warnings, leading to specific religious ceremonies or offerings being performed in response. Historians still argue whether their religious beliefs sometimes led to biased interpretations of observations, fitting the data to pre-existing theological frameworks, or if they genuinely sought to reconcile scientific discovery with their faith. The answer is likely complex, reflecting the human tendency to integrate new knowledge into existing worldviews. You see them performing libations or offering incense before beginning their nightly observations, a testament to the sacred nature of their work. The air in the den is often thick with the sweet, ethereal scent of burning frankincense or myrrh, creating an atmosphere of reverence. You feel the profound spirituality that underpins their patient pursuit of knowledge, a deep connection between the human and the divine. They believe that the universe is a living entity, imbued with divine consciousness, and that by understanding its rhythms, they can come closer to the divine itself. This intertwining of faith and intellect, of ritual and reason, is a defining characteristic of their approach. It is a slow, reverent process of seeking meaning in the cosmic dance, a constant dialogue between the empirical and the spiritual, ultimately aimed at comprehending the grand design of creation. Their dedication to integrating their scientific findings with their spiritual beliefs is a testament to their holistic understanding of existence. The challenge of predicting rare or catastrophic celestial events tested the limits of their knowledge and patience. While daily and seasonal cycles were predictable, phenomena like supernovas or long-period comets were far more difficult to anticipate, often requiring centuries of accumulated data to discern any pattern. You observe periods of intense study and debate when such an event occurred, as astrologers struggled to fit it into their existing models or to derive new interpretations. One mainstream historical fact is that records of significant celestial events, such as solar eclipses or appearances of bright comets, were often meticulously documented across various ancient cultures, highlighting their unusual and impactful nature. You might imagine the sheer awe, and perhaps even terror they felt at seeing something truly unprecedented in the night sky, something that defied all their carefully constructed predictions. It was a humbling reminder of the vastness and unpredictable nature of the cosmos. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some ancient cultures believed certain comets were hairy stars, or fiery swords, often interpreted as harbingers of war or plague, reflecting a deeply ingrained fear of the unknown. Historians still argue whether the fear of these unpredictable events spurred greater scientific inquiry to understand them, or if it sometimes led to a retreat into purely superstitious explanations. It was likely a push and pull between these two responses. You see the deep creases of worry on the faces of the elders as they debated the implications of a particularly unusual celestial apparition, understanding the profound impact it could have on their society. The air in the den might be palpably tense during such times, a reflection of the collective anxiety surrounding these cosmic unknowns. You feel the weight of their responsibility, the pressure to interpret these omens accurately for the well-being of their people. They believe that even chaos has an underlying order, and that by patiently observing and recording every anomaly, they can eventually discern its pattern and meaning. This unwavering commitment to understanding the unexpected, to expanding their knowledge beyond the familiar, is a profound testament to their intellectual courage. It is a slow, often frustrating, but ultimately deeply rewarding journey into the fringes of their understanding, constantly pushing the boundaries of what they knew. Their patience in dealing with these rare and unpredictable events is a testament to their commitment to a comprehensive understanding of the universe, even its most unsettling manifestations. The concept of cycles, from the daily rise and set of the sun to the longer periods of planetary motion, was central to their understanding of the cosmos and their patient pursuit of knowledge. You witness them identifying and meticulously charting these cycles, believing that understanding these repetitions was the key to unlocking the universe's secrets. One mainstream historical fact is the discovery of the Saros cycle for predicting eclipses, a remarkable achievement that demonstrated their deep understanding of astronomical periodicities. You might find it elegantly simple how they saw the universe as a grand clockwork mechanism, with everything moving in predictable, recurring patterns. It's a beautiful metaphor for order in chaos. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some ancient calendars were based on the observation of specific star heliacal risings, where a star becomes visible just before sunrise, marking particular seasonal changes and agricultural events. Historians still argue whether their emphasis on cycles led to a deterministic worldview, where all events were preordained, or if it allowed for an element of free will within these cosmic patterns. The philosophical implications of their cyclical understanding are vast and complex. You see them spending countless hours identifying these recurring patterns, from the short-term cycles of the moon to the multi-century cycles of planetary alignments. The air in the den seems to hum with the silent rhythm of these cosmic repetitions, a constant reminder of the underlying order they sought to uncover. You feel the profound sense of harmony that comes from recognizing these universal patterns, a quiet awe at the universe's predictable elegance. They believe that by aligning human actions with these cosmic cycles, they can live in greater harmony with the universe and achieve greater prosperity. This patient dedication to discerning the rhythms of the cosmos is a profound testament to their intellectual rigor and their unwavering faith in the underlying order of existence. It is a slow, methodical dance with time, meticulously charting the ebb and flow of cosmic energies, ultimately aimed at comprehending the grand, cyclical ballot of the universe. Their understanding of cycles is not just an intellectual achievement, it is a profound philosophical insight that shaped their entire worldview. The development of written language played an absolutely pivotal role in the patient pursuit of knowledge in these ancient dens. Before widespread writing, knowledge was primarily oral, fragile, and prone to distortion. With the advent of cuneiform, hieroglyphs, and later alphabetic scripts, the ability to record observations, calculations, and interpretations became permanent, allowing for the accumulation and precise transmission of knowledge across generations. You see scribes not just as copyists, but as co-creators of knowledge, their ability to transcribe complex ideas, transforming fleeting thoughts into enduring records. One mainstream historical fact is the explosion of written astronomical and astrological texts following the invention of writing, allowing for the systematic collection of data over millennia, far beyond the lifespan of any single observer. You might find it incredible to imagine the intellectual leap it took to convert spoken words and observed phenomena into enduring symbols on clay or papyrus. It's a fundamental shift in how humanity engaged with knowledge. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some ancient writing systems developed specific symbols or ligatures to represent common astronomical terms or concepts, streamlining the process of recording complex celestial information. Historians still argue whether the invention of writing was primarily driven by administrative and economic needs, or if its intellectual applications, such as astronomy, were equally significant in its development. The truth is likely a combination of these factors, with writing evolving to serve diverse human needs. You observe the quiet reverence with which the scribes approach their work, understanding that they are not just marking clay, they are preserving the very fabric of their understanding of the universe. The air in the den might carry the faint scent of ink and fresh clay, a constant reminder of the ongoing process of knowledge creation and preservation. You feel the profound impact of this technological innovation, how it transformed the pursuit of knowledge from a fleeting oral tradition into an enduring, cumulative enterprise. They believe that the written word is a bridge across time, connecting the minds of the living with the wisdom of the dead, ensuring that no observation or insight is ever truly lost. This patient dedication to the written record is a silent but powerful engine of intellectual progress, allowing for a continuous, unbroken chain of inquiry that spans millennia. Their ability to transcend the limitations of individual memory through the written word is a testament to their foresight and their unwavering commitment to the long-term accumulation of knowledge. The astrologer's deep understanding of the seasons and their predictable cycles was a crucial practical application of their astronomical observations, directly impacting agriculture and societal well-being. You see them advising farmers on the optimal times for planting and harvesting, their knowledge ensuring bountiful yields and preventing famine. One mainstream historical fact is that many ancient calendars were primarily agricultural calendars, closely tied to the solstices, equinoxes, and the heliacal rising of specific stars, which signaled crucial seasonal changes. You might appreciate the immense sense of security their predictions provided to a population utterly dependent on the land for survival. Their knowledge was not just academic. It was a matter of life and death for countless people. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some ancient cultures held specific festivals and rituals at the solstices and equinoxes, celebrating these celestial turning points and reinforcing their connection to the agricultural cycle. Historians still argue whether the initial development of astronomical observation was primarily driven by the need for accurate agricultural calendars, or if it was more rooted in religious and divinatory purposes. It's likely a complex interplay of both, with practical needs often spurring deeper inquiry. You observe the quiet satisfaction on their faces when their predictions align perfectly with the seasonal changes, a testament to the accuracy of their observations and calculations. The air in the den might carry the faint scent of fresh earth or dried grains, brought in by those seeking advice, a constant reminder of the tangible impact of their work. You feel the profound connection between the celestial and the terrestrial, how the vast movements of the cosmos directly influence the earthly rhythms of life and sustenance. They believe that by aligning human activities with the natural cycles of the universe, they can achieve prosperity and harmony. This patient dedication to understanding and predicting the seasons is a powerful example of how their intellectual pursuit directly served the practical needs of their communities. It is a slow, methodical process of observation and calibration, a constant dance with the sun and stars to ensure the well-being of their people. Their knowledge was a vital lifeline, transforming the unpredictable rhythms of nature into a manageable and productive cycle. The concept of cosmic order, a belief that the universe operated according to predictable and understandable laws, was a profound driving force behind their patient pursuit of knowledge. You witness their unwavering faith in this inherent order, even when faced with seemingly chaotic or unpredictable events. Every anomaly was seen not as a breakdown of order, but as a deeper, more complex manifestation of it. One mainstream historical fact is that many ancient philosophies, from Mesopotamia to Greece, were deeply concerned with the idea of cosmic harmony and the underlying principles that govern the universe. You might find it comforting, even now, to contemplate such a deeply ordered universe, where everything has its place and purpose, a stark contrast to modern concepts of cosmic randomness. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some astrologers used elaborate geometric patterns, or mandalas, in their meditations, believing these visual representations helped them to mentally grasp the intricate and harmonious structure of the cosmos. Historians still argue whether this belief in cosmic order stemmed from their astronomical observations, where they saw regularity in celestial movements, or if it was a pre-existing philosophical or religious conviction that then influenced their interpretations. It's likely a reciprocal relationship, with observations reinforcing deeply held beliefs. You see the calm determination in their eyes as they continue to search for patterns, for connections, for the hidden logic behind every celestial movement. The air in the den seems to resonate with this sense of profound order, a quiet hum of intellectual certainty. You feel the deep peace that comes from believing in a fundamentally ordered universe, a sense of belonging within a vast, comprehensible whole. They believe that by unraveling these cosmic laws, they can not only predict the future, but also live in greater alignment with the fundamental truths of existence. This patient dedication to discerning the underlying order of the universe is the ultimate expression of their intellectual and spiritual quest. It is a slow, reverent exploration of the grand design, a constant search for the beautiful symmetries and predictable rhythms that govern all of creation. Their unwavering belief in cosmic order was the bedrock upon which their entire intellectual edifice was built, a silent promise of ultimate comprehensibility. The challenges of limited technology and the vastness of the cosmos only amplified the patience required for their pursuit of knowledge. Without telescopes, without advanced computing, every observation was a triumph of human ingenuity and endurance. You observe them relying on their naked eyes, their mental acuity, and the sheer force of their will to extract meaning from the subtle dance of distant stars. One mainstream historical fact is that the most advanced astronomical instruments for millennia were essentially sophisticated sighting devices, demonstrating the remarkable observational skills developed by ancient astronomers. You might feel a profound respect for their sheer mental power, their ability to calculate and visualize complex planetary motions, with only the aid of their minds, and perhaps a few simple counting tools. It's a testament to the human brain's incredible capacity for abstraction. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some astrologers train their eyes to perceive faint stars invisible to the average person, a skill developed through years of dedicated observation and specific visual exercises. Historians still argue whether the limitations of their technology actually spurred greater intellectual innovation, forcing them to develop sophisticated mathematical models, or if it significantly hindered their progress compared to later periods. It's a complex question, but their achievements are undeniable regardless. You see the strain in their eyes after long nights of observation, the meticulous care with which they record every detail, no matter how minute. The air in the den might carry the faint scent of fatigue, mixed with the ever-present aroma of old parchment and oil lamps. You feel the immense effort involved, the sheer willpower required to persevere in such a challenging environment. They believe that the universe reveals its secrets only to those who are truly dedicated, to those who are willing to put in the painstaking effort, despite the limitations. This patient perseverance, this unyielding commitment in the face of immense obstacles, is the ultimate testament to their intellectual fortitude. It is a slow, arduous climb up a towering mountain of ignorance, each step forward a hard-won victory against the vast unknown. Their unwavering dedication, despite the technological limitations, is a silent epic of human intellectual triumph, a profound example of how curiosity can conquer any obstacle, if pursued with enough patience. Finally, you reflect on the enduring legacy of these ancient astrologers, whose patient pursuit of knowledge laid the very foundations for modern astronomy and our understanding of the universe. Their meticulous observations, their development of mathematical systems, their dedication to record-keeping, all contributed to a knowledge base that spans millennia. You see their efforts as a silent, continuous thread connecting ancient wisdom with contemporary science. One mainstream historical fact is that many fundamental astronomical concepts, such as the zodiac, planetary periods, and the concept of celestial coordinates, originated in these ancient traditions and were later refined by subsequent civilizations. You might feel a profound sense of gratitude for their relentless curiosity, knowing that without their pioneering work, our own journey of cosmic discovery would have been immeasurably delayed. They were the original cosmic cartographers, mapping the unknown. A quirky tidbit you learn is that some ancient astrological symbols and planetary glyphs are still subtly embedded in modern scientific iconography, a quiet homage to their enduring influence. Historians still argue whether their contributions should be viewed primarily as proto-science, flawed by their astrological interpretations, or as a legitimate scientific endeavor in its own right, limited by its context but brilliant in its achievements. The debate highlights the ongoing re-evaluation of history's intellectual contributions. You observe the profound impact their work continues to have, even today, in the very way we measure time, navigate, and conceptualize our place in the cosmos. The air in the den, now filled with the gentle hum of contemplation, feels alive with the echoes of their ancient wisdom. You feel the deep interconnectedness of human knowledge, how each generation builds upon the insights of the last, forming an unbroken chain of inquiry. They believed that the pursuit of knowledge was a sacred duty, a continuous dialogue with the cosmos that transcended individual lives and spanned the ages. This patient, unwavering commitment to understanding the universe, despite all challenges, is their ultimate and most profound legacy. It is a silent whisper across millennia, a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity and the timeless quest for meaning in the grand cosmic dance. Their quiet persistence, their endless nights of observation, and their tireless calculations built the very intellectual scaffold upon which all later astronomical revelations were erected. The oil lamps now flicker lower, casting longer, softer shadows across the ancient tablets. The air grows cool, carrying the faint, sweet scent of a distant, unseen night-blooming flower. You feel a gentle easing, a settling of the mind after our long journey through the patient pursuits of those who watched the stars. Their whispers, once sharp with the urgency of discovery, now soften into a calming hum, a lullaby of timeless curiosity. Let your thoughts drift, like the subtle currents of the cosmic wind, carrying away the day's concerns. The vast, silent universe continues its dance, as it always has, indifferent yet profoundly beautiful. There is a quiet reassurance in knowing that even in the deepest past, minds stretch towards the unknown, seeking understanding, finding patterns in the cosmic ballot. Let that calm settle deep within you, a tranquil echo of ancient nights spent under the vast, star-strewn canopy. The weight of time, so heavy just moments ago, now feels light, almost ethereal, as if we are floating on the very currents of history itself. Drift now into a peaceful slumber, carried by the quiet dedication of those who came before us, their tireless gaze at the stars a gentle reminder that even in darkness, knowledge patiently sought will always bring its own light. Sleep well.